Thank you for being with us today.
Elevation Life
It's center where faith and family grow together. See you soon. And remember, we're always lifting you higher.
Elevation Life Center where faith.
Your welcome bag. It can't be anything else but cancer, because you got a welcome bag. And then come back, let's do it again. No, come back, because we don't want to miss anything. Come back again. And all the biopsies they did, no cancer. They're still confused. They're still confused about, let them be confused. They're still confused. And I told my sister, I said, it was, but God changed that thing. See, you don't understand that when people pray, prayer changes things. You know, prayer changes. Look, they still confused over there at the Moffitt. While she moved on with her life, they still confused at the Moffitt because it was, because this is something they do every single day, you know, so they know what it looks like. They can take the tissue out, put in their hand. I've seen them do it, and they know whether it's benign or malignant, because that's what they do every single day. And they're still confused. Well, what happened to it? But God.
But God.
But God.
But God.
Amen.
How many of y'all confused? Any of y'all confused? I'm not confused. Wow. Anybody else? Come on.
Originally I was gonna be at home because I had work right before this. Also, I got your free pizza over there. Yeah. So I brought pizza for everybody. But
Midnight, huh?
yeah. So I brought cheese and pepperoni. So. It's just cheese and pepperoni. Be happy. So my name means gift of God. Nathaniel, Zachary, and Johnson mean gift of God somehow. So I got that 3 times in my name. And throughout my life, I just realized that so many things in my life are such a blessing. The way I was raised, I see other kids running around here doing all this random stuff, and I'm like, why would you do that? Because I get so confused. I really do. When people like misbehave, I just get confused because it doesn't make sense to me. So I'm blessed to have had my parents be able to raise me the way that I was raised so that I can be the way that I am. So that's such a blessing. I look at other people's health all the time, especially children my age, and I look at myself, and I'm blessed to have never broken a bone in my life, never have to go into the hospital, never have no allergies. I don't have allergies to nothing. So that's another blessing, my blessing of health. And I'm blessed to have been born to, again, my parents, because there's such intelligence that flows through my family. I see it every day, especially in myself. And I know my parents push me and try to have me thrive towards that intelligence, because they know I can do great things, and I know I can do great things. But I know throughout this year it was definitely difficult for me, especially going through everything, like stuff at home, stuff at school, and monetary issues and stuff like that. So I knew throughout the school year I would have to be able to support myself. So throughout the entire summer I was just trying to get a job. And then it was just text and call, and they never respond back like, oh yeah, we'll come welcome you in. And then one day we just went to the store. We went to Aldi's, and I was like, let me just walk up in here and see if they hiring. I guess I thought it was gonna be the same old. And my mom was just grocery shopping, so I walk to the Marcos right next to Aldi. I'm like, hey, are y'all hiring? And he said, yeah, I can sit you down right now. And I was like, okay. And he did an interview with me, And I thought it was just gonna be the same old thing, take down my number and then never call me back, right? And he was talking about I could come in on Monday, and I'm like, what are you talking about? So I got a job that same day. And that's a blessing because I've been able to pay for a decent amount of my chorus stuff, which I know we would be struggling if my mama had to pay for that and my dad had to pay for that. So I was able to cover a decent amount of that. And I'm blessed to have been able to do that, and still blessed to have the job that I do have and can go out and pay for the rest of my stuff. And just going throughout the year, one of my major blessings is companionship. Finding this church, that was such a blessing. Meeting all these wonderful people, that was such a blessing. Meeting my pastor, everybody in the building, Uncle Reggie, I know he can hear me when he out there. And meeting the people that I've met in my life, like my friends at school, and most of all my girlfriend, but you know. No, she's not watching, but I'm gonna go surprise her later. I'm gonna go over there. Biggest blessing though, out of all the blessings, hi Uncle Reggie. One of the biggest blessings. How much time till midnight? No. I'm saying how much time till midnight? Like 2 hours? I'll be 18 in 2 hours.
Your birthday on the 1st? You said 18.
I turned 18 in August.
August. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm a New Year's baby, so
All right.
I'll be 18 right then.
Uncle Reggie. Uncle Reggie. That means
Reggie,
we
come
get
here.
18 licks.
What? Nah, if you want pizza, you ain't touching me. Nah, he was talking about my man when I walked up in here with the pizza talking about something.
I love you,
All right,
man.
but yes, that's the biggest blessing of all. But my entire life is a blessing, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate waking up every single day, and I appreciate being able to be here with all of y'all. So thank you.
Anybody else? Come on. I am not going to cut this short. Know your voice, man. Understand what God is doing for you in your life and how powerful your voice is. Go ahead, my dear.
So I just want to say being here has been a blessing for sure, because I moved from Savannah, Georgia. I was looking for a church home, and coming here, I already been here multiple times, but to actually be a member and to be around you guys, y'all don't even understand how much y'all inspire me to be better. Now, I've been walking my life with Christ for a long time, but you know, we all stumble, we all do our thing, right? 2025 has been a hard year for me. And it's not going in detail of what's going on, but just things, life be life. And when I moved down here, it was for the better. And I can truly say it has helped me tremendously to be better. When the young lady said something about change, this was my year of change. My year of pouring in to trusting God like I've never trusted him before. When I'm at work, I deal with people all the time. But the good thing about my job is that I can sit over here and help people so they can be able to do the things that they need to do. Today, a young lady was like, you don't even understand. You about to make me cry. You don't even know what you did for me. And I'm like, hey, I'm just doing my job. This is what I'm supposed to do. And I don't know if she's seen a light in me, but she was like, I just want to talk to you about some stuff, but I don't know if you're ready to hear all the things I have to say. I said, hey, I'm willing to listen. And she telling me her trials and stuff like that, and it's the same thing that I got going on. And it made me open my eyes to say, doesn't matter what you got going on at times, it could always help somebody else. And I'm encouraging her, and, you know, and I always love talking about God. That's like a thing for me now. Like, it's just like, that's what I have to talk about. And I know some people don't want to hear it all the time, but it's like, hey, sometimes you got to hear it. You got to hear the love of God. She kept hugging me, and she was just saying, you don't understand how much that meant to me for you to say that, and just the words that I hear in church. And my own testimony and my own things that I've been through helped me to encourage this young lady. So I've always liked to encourage because everybody needs encouragement. And I feel like in this season, like that's what I want to do is just all I want to do is just encourage others. Despite what I got going on in my life, I can still smile and encourage somebody else. I'm in college. Okay. I'm 37 years old. I'm in college. Never thought I would ever be able to conquer college in my life. I was like, I went to Job Corps. I don't know if y'all know about Job Corps, but I was like at the Job Corps. I said, I don't never want to go to school ever again. I'm tired of school. But I actually sat over here and did it. And I don't got a 3.9, but I got a 3.833. I've never been in honors a day in my life. And now I can say I'm an honor student and I'm on the dean's list. You know, even with my children, you know, be able to have my children with me brings a joy to me every day. You know, going through the obstacles that I'm going through, even transferring from one job to the next job and, you know, things of that nature. It's just like God has truly been a blessing to me and has shown me that he's never left me, even times where I felt like he was tired of me and he didn't want me around anymore. But I know that that's not God, right? That's not him at all. But that's just me and my flesh and me thinking that that's what it is. But that's not who God is. And I just want to encourage those. I said something to Pastor last Sunday about it. So I just want to put this out here before I get off the microphone. I felt something in my spirit like a couple of weeks ago where God had to tell me, if I made 1,000 of you, would you be a destruction to the world or would you be fruitful? So if you can think of that yourself, of if it was more of you, would you be fruitful or would you just be the problem? So let's be in 2026 and not be the problem. Let's be the better us by helping each other and encourage each other. Because we come to church not just for ourselves. We come to church to help others. You know, a lot of people feel as though like, oh, I ain't got to go to church to get this. I ain't got to go to church to get that. But it's not about you. You know, you don't want to be selfish. You didn't come for you. Yes, you came for you, but you also came for others to help somebody else, even in the midst of what you got going on. Because you don't even understand when that young lady said to me today, it was just like God just showing me that even in the midst of what you got going on, you always can encourage and help somebody else to be able to get through what they got going on. You know? So I just want to tell y'all I love y'all. Y'all be encouraged. And like my dad always say, you one bad mama Jim.
Good evening, everybody. I'm very thankful because this was a very, very trying year for me. I learned what panic attacks were. I learned that mental health is something that you need to work on. I learned that sometimes you feel alone in a room full of people, and you have to get past that. In May of this year, I started making AI music because it was something to get my mind off everything else. And it was just something that me and my friends started doing, and I didn't think it was going to amount to anything, something I wanted to do. Well, it helped me get through a lot of the issues that I've been dealing with because I was able to put out what I was feeling in music. And because of that, it became therapy for me. And it helped me through a lot. My son, and my other kids, because I was spiraling. I wasn't doing good. I'm still going through problems with my job that I have, but I deal with it better now. It helped. The music not only helped, but coming here helped. We were invited a few times by my cousin to speak by Uncle Reggie, and my wife finally accepted, and we came. It felt different than any other church I've been to, because in those churches I wasn't feeling. I don't even know how to describe it. I just wasn't feeling a part of it. In this church, I feel a part of, and it makes me feel really good coming here. It makes me feel good to do the work, even without being paid. It just feels good to do it, and I enjoy it. So today I was looking at my music throughout the year, and I've made a lot of music because I stay on it to keep myself sane at this point. And right now, looking at the end of the year, I have 634,000 plays on SoundCloud alone. So it feels good to have that accomplishment and to know that I'm supported and to be able to put God out into the world through my music, because a lot of it is gospel, and I'm able to put it out there and people can listen to it. And I get a lot of responses saying they love it, and it's just been a blessing. A bad year turned into something better. It's not totally great, but it's better, and I can feel the difference.
Wow. Anybody else? All right, you show now.
Before,
Okay,
a lot
go
of
ahead,
times we go through different challenges in our life, and sometimes we look at God like, why me? And one thing I've learned with this walk with God is that He doesn't waste our stuff. And so whatever you're going through, you may think that, and it may be challenging, it may feel overwhelming, it may feel like, oh Lord, I need a lifeline. But I have learned that walking with the Father, right, that I'm going to use that is going to work some things out of my life, or He's going to place someone in my path. And like when they come, and I'm going to say, oh my goodness, these are the scriptures I stood on when I was going through this. And I love to hear about your sister Marsha, because then that reminds me that God is a healer. So that when I go through things, when I look and I get the report, I don't have to believe the report of what the radiologist says, or the doctor says. I can put my faith in God. I can look at when the baby say, I'm going to sow into all of you. That's looking like prosperity over his life. I can look at the young lady that say, my school cost $65,000, but God, I didn't apply for anything, because when you walk in favor, God has provision for you. Amen. I'm not preaching. I'm just recapping. Amen. And so I can look at Nate and say, it's honorable when you honor your mother and your father, but what it also is honorable when you honor your children. Amen. When we sow seed into the earth and we see the seed raise up. Amen. I can look at all of the things and all the testimonies and see how God is moving in everyone's life. Because sometimes I think we can come to church and sometimes we can be so heavy laden, right? And we can think that God is not moving in our life or someone else's life. So I think it's so important that we do what the old church do, and we have these testimony services so that we can pick us out.
Why?